Go.
In this video, we will be looking at addition. Firstly, we will go on to concrete, which would be to start off in key stage 1. So if we were doing, for example, 11 add 10, this would equal 21. Next, we would go on to pictorial, and that's just pictures. So you could draw circles, for example. So if you drew 3 circles, that would represent 3, and then you can add that to 4 circles, which would equal 7. And lastly, once they have picked up pictorial representations, you could go on to abstract representations. For example, 6 add 4. So another word for abstract is symbolic representations, which would be the add sign and the equal sign. 6 add 4 would equal 10. Later on in the key stages, they could go on to partitioning. So if you did 64 add 44. So you could partition that into 60 add 40, which would equal 100, and 4 add 4, which would equal 108. Next, we can move on to number line, where we could start with 64 add 34. So if we start with 64 at the start of the number line, now depending on the children, you could either, the higher ability children would be able to add 30 straight away. However, the lower ability children might only be able to add by 10. So in this example, we're going to do it by adding 10 on first. So now we have 24 left over. Now we could add another 10 and repeat that again. And then lastly, we just add the 4 onto the end. And to check your answer is correct, we can see at the top of the number line, 10 add 10 add 10 add 4 equals 34. However, the answer is 98. And lastly, we could move on to column method. So we could do 24 add 47. So we could do 7 add 4, which equals 11. However, we don't write 11 at the bottom. We carry the 10 over into the tens column. So we would only have 1 in the ones column. And we will put 1 at the bottom. And then lastly, we just do 2 add 4 add 1, which equals 7. And there you go, you have your answer, 71. So this is different ways of doing addition in different key stages. However, by key stage 2, children should know how to do simple addition methods.